In Uganda, covering a presidential campaign can get you teargassed, arrested, and expelled, even if you are an internationally respected journalist. Today, I want to examine the shocking incident where CNN journalist Larry Madowo was teargassed while covering Uganda's presidential campaigns and what this moment reveals about press freedom, state repression, and the true cost of speaking truth to power in East Africa.
It's really become a chaotic scene, and this happens at every Bobby White.
Larry Madowo is not just any journalist. He is a multiple award-winning Kenyan journalist, a former BBC Africa correspondent, and currently one of CNN's most prominent African voices. Madowo is known for fearless reporting, and from corruption and elections to human rights abuses across the continent. So, when even someone of his global stature is targeted, it sends a chilling message. During Uganda's heated presidential campaigns, Larry Madowo was on the ground covering opposition rallies and security crackdowns. Uganda security forces moved in to disperse crowds, firing tear gas and beating civilians. Journalists were not spared. Larry Madowo was caught in the tear gas, struggling to breathe as chaos erupted around him. This was not an accident. It was a part of a broader pattern where journalists are treated as enemies of the state, especially when they cover opposition voices. Ugandan elections under President Yoweri Museveni, who has ruled since 1986, are often marked by heavy military presence, violent suppression of opposition rallies, arbitrary arrests, internet shutdowns, and attack on journalists. Opposition figures, especially Bobi Wine, face constant intimidation. Journalists covering these campaigns become collateral damage. Tear gas, batons, arrests, and all are tools used to control the narrative. So why does this incident matter? You see, Larry Madowo being tear-gassed is not just about one journalist. It represents the shrinking space for press freedom in Uganda, the criminalization of independent reporting, the use of fear to silence scrutiny during elections. Imagine if CNN journalists are attacked. What about or what happens to local Ugandan reporters with no international backing? Many are jailed, beaten, or forced into silence, their stories never told. Uganda is not alone. Across East Africa, journalists face increasing hostility. In Kenya, police brutality during protests have been reported. Tanzania, media bans and deportations. Rwanda, heavy censorship. Ethiopia, journalists imprisoned under security laws. Larry Madowo's experience reflects a regional crisis where power fears accountability. Following the incident, there was widespread condemnation from journalists' union, human rights organizations, media watchdogs. But condemnations alone has rarely led to accountability. The tear gas clears, the cameras leave, the repression continues. And here is my final thought. Journalism is not a crime. But in Uganda's presidential campaigns, telling the truth is treated like a rebellion. Larry Madowo's teargassing reminds us that democracy cannot exist without a free press, and that silence is exactly what authoritarian systems depend on. The question is no longer what happened to Larry Madowo. The question is, how many journalists must be attacked before the world stops looking away? If you believe in press freedom, share this video. Subscribe for more in-depth African political analysis, because the story they don't want told is the one that matters most. I'm Dixon Oro Dimabior, and this is Solo Podcast.